Coaching on tracks, balling, linking paper like Phil. I'm on BS if real, my rhymes convicting hell. A world blind, my life.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I am your host, Tony Cook. I am here today with a Faithful Fan regular, Matt. Welcome back, Matt.
What's going on, people?
Now, fans, I am sorry. Wait, before we get into it, Matt, how have you been?
I've been doing good. You know, sports is back in full swing. You got all the sports. We got basketball, football. We even got baseball out there.
We even got baseball.
Tennis is going, golf, all of it. It's a good time. Good time to be alive.
Exactly. Good time to be alive. Good time to be alive. I'm sorry, fans, that I couldn't get you an episode yesterday. I was decompressing everything that happened on Sunday to my football team, the Cowboys. That's a segment for later in the episode. But first, we're gonna get to the Laker game. Me and Matt just watched the Laker game. Wow. Well fought, Miami. Well fought.
I think it was well fought. They played great. They played good basketball. They just young. I saw youth down the stretch.
Yeah.
You know, I think with 3 minutes to go, they were down 3 or 2, something like that, and they couldn't put the ball in the basket, right? They didn't have the leaders outside of Jimmy Butler to kind of do what they needed to do late in the game. You had LeBron over there facilitating things, but KCP showed up big. So
big game for KCP. Big game for KCP, man. And he came through when we needed him. That's what we need every night. At least one of these guys that are a role player to step up for AD and LeBron, because they both started the game slow. Like, first half was kind of weak for them. And as the game went on, they got comfortable. LeBron had a bunch of turnovers.
He did. The thing about it is, even though they were starting slow, they got everybody else involved. So when they needed them late in the game, they were ready to go. You know, so that's just veteran leadership right there. So I can't take anything from the Lakers tonight. They did good.
They did a good job. Well, they handled their business.
I hate saying it.
Hey. So it's not a sweep, a traditional sweep, but we're gentlemen. I think the series wraps up next game. Like, this was their game. Miami put their last punch in. To me, fans, let me know if you disagree, but that's how I'm feeling. I think it's about over, guys.
I think Miami gave it their best.
Yes.
They were at full strength today. Everybody was a go. And they fell short, you know what I mean? Like, we knew Jimmy Butler wasn't going to be able to do another game 3.
Yeah,
back
40-point triple-double.
Yeah, we knew that wasn't going to happen. So everybody else had to kind of step up big, and they did. But it just wasn't quite enough firepower for the Lakers, you know.
And like you said at the end, when everything got tense and the defense got real tough on both sides of the ball, both teams were playing tough defense. We had LeBron James, we had Anthony Davis. And once again, we had Rondo was in there getting offensive boards, tipping around like.
Rondo played like a vet that's been there before. That's won a title. You know, that's been good in big moments. And the Heat just don't have that, right?
Yeah.
They don't have that. They're a young team. Their leader has never been to the finals before. So, you know.
And give Jimmy credit. He's doing the best he can, dude. He's doing the best he can.
He's my favorite player still. Even if he is going to come up
of course, short, because he was at the Bulls for a little bit with you. You raised Jimmy. You raised Jimmy.
Absolutely. So I think you give Miami a big signee and a draft pick, and they're going to be a tough team to compete with over the years. They look like the team to compete with in the East. I'm not writing them off, but I do think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah. It's hard to write him off because they have so much fight, and they have Jimmy Butler. You know he's going to come out firing at all cylinders. He's not going down without a fight. But it's like the Lakers, whenever they have to play a bad game, like Anthony Davis has to have a terrible game for them to lose, like last game.
Too many weapons. At the end of the day, they just got too many weapons, too many options. And great veteran leadership. When you have a guy like LeBron, who's not only makes his team better, but he's been there in every situation. What is this? His 9th straight trip, or not straight, but 9th, 10th trip to the finals. Yeah. He's seen it all. He's went and lost to the super team. He's also beat the super team. So, you know, there's nothing you can throw at LeBron in year 17, 16, 17, whatever it is, that he hasn't seen, that he can't coach these players through. Gentleman's sweep.
That's a good point, though. I want to touch on that. I want to piggyback off that because LeBron James, it's fun watching him hold his teammates accountable, dog. He be getting mad when defensive assignments get blown and stuff. He be bouncing the ball all.
Yeah.
That's what it
I
takes.
like it.
That's that leadership,
I like it.
Man.
Yep.
I like it. Now we are halfway through the show. We had to talk basketball. We had to recap the game and everything that just happened. But when we get back, that was the good part of the show. I got to get to the bad part of the show, which is the NFL and the Cowboys. Oh,
yeah, we took some L's. We took some L's this weekend.
Okay, I got some questions for Matt. I got to just know what's happening to my football team when we come back on the Faithful Fan Show. Please.
How y'all doing? 49 points. That's what the Cowboys gave up to those Cleveland Browns. 49 points. Hold on, I'm eating my chocolate chip cookies. Hold on. Listen, cup of milk too. I only got one thing to say to y'all. How about them Cowboys?
Man. I'm sorry, but that game in Seattle today was lost about 3 weeks ago when Jerry Jones either refused to or failed to sign Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas always wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy growing up in the state of Texas, going to the University of Texas. He's campaigned to be a Cowboy, and I've campaigned on Undisputed for Earl Thomas to be signed by the Cowboys, and I know about all the baggage that he left in Baltimore last year when all he did was make the Pro Bowl, and all those years in Seattle, and all he did was lead the Legion of Boom. He was the potential missing piece to a Super Bowl puzzle in Dallas this year. And he would have been a difference in that game, going back to take it to his old team in Seattle today when our safeties just got blown by again and again with blown coverages. Jerry, you should have signed Earl Thomas.
Welcome back to the Faithful Fan Show. We here kicking it with Matt. We transitioned to football. Sore subject this weekend, guys. The Cowboys got the brakes beat off them. I ranted last week about the last game, but I was mad about the last game. I said if we lost to the Browns, that was going to let me know if my team was sorry or not. The Cowboys' defense is terrible, right, Matt?
I think, so as I was saying, I think the Cowboys, I'm very familiar with Mike McCarthy coach teams, right? And I believe that the Cowboys look like the Green Bay Packers for 8 years that I saw with McCarthy there. They're very efficient offensively, but they don't focus on the defense side of the ball. One, McCarthy's, that's just the McCarthy MO. Two, you got Nolan in there. Tell me when the last time he had a good defense was.
It's been over 10 years, dude. When he left the league, I think his team was 30th in the league on defense.
And even, yeah, so I think what Jerry Jones and what the Cowboys organization did is they saw like they had Dak Prescott, they had Ezekiel Elliott, they had Amari Cooper, they had all this offensive talent, but Jason Garrett was a very conservative coach. So go get somebody who's going to press the ball, move the ball downfield, solves all of our problems. We had the pieces on defense, it solves all of our problems. The problem is that from year to year, teams get better. The tape shows every year. So you got to come in with something new and fresh.
Exactly. And I'm seeing that too, Matt. Teams are looking at last year's tape. We got gashed in the run right up the middle. And you know what else hurt? It's kind of being overlooked, but we lost a big free agent signee, Gerald McCoy. That was going to be our plug in the middle. Lost him before we played a game. That was supposed to be our upgrade. That was supposed to be our upgrade in the middle. We don't have it. Teams are doing the same thing they were doing to us last year, dude.
From the limited action that I have watched for the Cowboys, because I do peek in on them so I could give you some heat every now and then. But it's not necessarily the defensive line play. I don't see the linebackers aren't very active. Well, I guess you can't blame the defensive line because I'm seeing a lot of the offensive linemen are getting to the second level way too easy. Yeah, the defensive line is not getting any push. They're not keeping the hands down on offensive linemen. They're shedding them. They're getting to the second level, and your linebackers aren't active. Yeah, it's almost as if your linebackers want to play a pass-first coverage before they ID the run. It's almost as if they're playing backwards from ID the run, then drop back. So,
like you said, a lot of that may have to do with the linemen not holding them up long enough. The defensive linemen not holding them up long enough. And we got one of our best linebackers is out. Leighton Van Der Esch is out with a neck injury. Jalen Smith is out there looking lost. It's looking bad
Jalen
all
Smith
around
just
on
looks
defense.
slow. It's not that he looks lost. He just looks slow. You know what I mean? Like he's
Ugh.
not trusting his instincts. And a lot of the times when you see a player start to react slower, it's probably because of coaching. Whatever scheme that they got him in or whatever system that he's not used to or whatever he's doing, that's when you start to see players playing slow because they're thinking, they're processing instead of just reacting to the ball. And that's kind of what I'm seeing from Dallas's defense is you've got a lot of new pieces, a lot of new coaches. And you're coming off of what's my boy's name, Marty. You know, what's Marinelli, yeah, Rob Marinelli. Excellent defensive mind, excellent defensive scheme. All of Marinelli's teams are very disciplined, right?
Yeah,
they're disciplined.
We don't give
they
up
see
all
ball,
these
get
trick
ball
plays and all this long yardage, dude.
They do gap. You know, they have gap integrity. They stay home. And I'm not seeing that with the Cowboys right now. So I can't say they're a bad team. I just can say they're an unfamiliar team.
Because they've got so Mike Nolan's got our guys out there. We've been playing 4-3 for the past 5-6 years. Our personnel is 4-3. He's trying to do like a hybrid. Sometimes 3-4, sometimes 4-3. These players ain't ready. Maybe that's bad thing that we have these players that can't pick it up. But we got to dial it back. It's looking bad. People are looking confused.
Football players are creatures of habit, right? They do the same thing, repetition over and over and over. This year is a weird year because we didn't get the reps. You know, they're missing a lot of the reps. So you're expecting these guys to come in and do something they're not accustomed to at a very high level when bullets count right from the beginning.
And there was no no training camp.
Yeah. So I think the first month of this season really was kind of to shake out and see where everybody's at. You can't really dictate what's going to happen. I think the back 3 quarters of the season is where we're going to see more quality football and we're going to see who the men and the boys are.
I hear you. Hey, you know what? We are still only 1 game back in the division.
You're 1 game back in the division. That just tells you how terrible the NFC East is.
Terrible NFC East. Okay, so we talked enough about the terrible Cowboys defense. Let's get on to your team, Matt, the Chicago Bears. They took their first L this weekend, and they had a quarterback switch. I haven't talked to you since the quarterback switch. Tell me what happened, and tell me how you feel about the L.
So the L was – why you put it like that? The L, you know what? I'm not shocked in the L because Indianapolis is balling. They got the best defense in the league right now. Yep. Phillip Rivers looks good. The offense, he has weapons. He has a clean pocket. Usually he stays clean. From what I've seen, our defense isn't as dominant as we were in the past, like last year. We're not getting the turnovers. We're not getting the push. So I kind of felt like we're giving up too many yards on the ground. So I kind of felt like the Colts were going to give us some fits. I felt it. I think we played decent football to hold them down, like to keep them down, to keep the Colts at they scored 19 points. Yeah. So we kind of kept their offense in check a little bit early in the game.
It was a low scoring game.
Yeah. They moved the ball on us way too easy in the beginning, and then we kind of tightened up. I still want to see our defense be a little bit more aggressive than they are. I want to see more turnovers. I want to let those boys
Is Khalil Mack been as disruptive this year as he's been in the past?
He's having a good season. He's off to a slow start compared to what Khalil Mack is. And the thing about it is he's seeing a lot more tight ends. He's seeing a lot more running backs.
They're chipping him.
They're chipping him. I really want Robert Quinn to get going so that they can't do that anymore, right? If Robert Quinn gets going, then you got to pick your poison. You got to pick your poison, right? Who are we going to chip? Who are we going to put the tight end to? Or, are we going to run big personnel? Are we going to run split out? So it's a lot of things. Also, I think we need to get leads. You know what I mean? If we're playing from behind a lot, which are allowing teams to run, because that's a weakness that we have is against the run game. So they're not able to pin their ears back and go, right? So it's still early. Like our defense still looks solid. It doesn't look like that Bear defense that I'm used to, but it's still early. It's still early.
Honestly, the Bear offense looks like it's moving down the field a lot easier, with a lot better pace than it did last year. I don't know. I didn't watch last game with Foles. But I feel like the receivers are getting more open than they like. Players like Miller. Anthony Miller is a lot better player this year than he was last year.
Miller has definitely turned the corner, right? He's having a great season. He's coming down with a lot of big balls. Even our rookie Mahoney or however you pronounce his last name, looking really good. We got great route runners, great possession catchers. Allen Robinson, A-Rob is doing his thing as I expected him to. Jimmy Graham is looking like a Jimmy Graham of old. I like it.
I got him on fantasy, baby.
I just think from our quarterback play, we're not getting the consistency, right? With Nick Foles, we saw him at the end of the Atlanta game. Thought he looked great. Brought us back, from 3 touchdowns in 6 minutes pretty much. And then against the Colts, I was expecting him to struggle because they have a great defense, but he just looked flustered the whole game. Like he wasn't ready. Like he didn't get the reps. Like, you know, the offense was just out of sync. And let's just say that's because it's the first game for Nick Foles, and I'm not going to write him out, but we didn't look any worse or any better with Trubisky back there. You know what I mean? And so I think the quarterback switch, I don't know how I feel about it because like
could be
Foles
due to,
didn't
like
do.
you said, you guys played the best defense, one of the best defenses in the league. So maybe give Nick Foles, you know, another
more
game
games.
to be wet. You know what I mean?
We'll see what he does against Tom Brady tomorrow. You know, the Buccaneers have a solid defense. Like short week, we'll see what he can do. You know,
That's the Thursday game. Let's go.
Yeah, you know, I think ideally, I think we should come out with a win. I think we're gonna get this one.
Okay.
I think we should be able to pull the next 3 games. Honestly, I think we should be sitting pretty at like 6-1, 6-2 at the halfway mark.
Matt's optimistic.
Well, we're going into a very soft part of our schedule, right? It's just these are the games that we're supposed to win. Right? Those first couple, mix it up. Then these next 3, we should be able to win. Tampa Bay is going to be a tough game. They're not a walkover, right? They're not a walkover. But I think we got Carolina after that. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I was looking at it, I was like, we should be able to do, we should go about 6-2, 5-3, I'll be a little disappointed, but we should be 6-2 at the halfway point. I believe we can do that, you know.
The Cowboys is better win their division games, or I'm gonna stop being a Cowboy fan. Not on the Faithful Fan Show. Cowboys, look what y'all doing to y'all fan right now. Look what y'all doing to me.
You don't sound very faithful, does he?
You know what I mean? Like, I'm so contradictory right now, man. Look how y'all got me right now. Y'all lucky the Lakers won today.
I think the boys will be all right. Cowboys will be all right. I you know what I mean?
We got to get together
right.
the coaching staff, though. I don't know what
NFC East.
Doing. I don't know what Mike Nolan's doing, bro.
NFC East. That's all I got to say. Y'all will be all right.
Hey, Matt, thank you again for coming on and dropping knowledge. I appreciate you every time on your basketball and your football takes. We're going to get back to you next time. Hopefully the Bears have a better record. Hopefully the Cowboys have a better record.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you for joining us on the Faithful Fan Show. Weigh in. If y'all disagree with us, y'all know what to do.
Y'all know what to do. At me. Every week.
Exactly.
At me.
Exactly. Hey, next time on the Faithful Fan Show, y'all. Da, 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 da.
In the paint, going hard with the venom. Shot so much, man, I think I need a leg. In the paint, going hard with the venom. Shot so much, man, I think I need a leg. Animal, MC cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Morpheus and real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lies a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know believe when I drop. Call for it, Kelly go in the Blizo spit. Auto like free throws by Ito. Circle loose stroke magic, rhymes over